And coming up, Cedi places 7th out of 15 top currencies on the African continent as its current value is within forecast region for this year by most research institutions. We have details also. Banks and financial institutions record 25 million Cedi loss last year as a result of spike in fraud cases, and Ghana Tourism Authority begins intensifying domestic tourism agenda through deployment of roofless coaches to revive tourism economy post-COVID-19. Details right here, right now on the Joy Business Report. My name is Daryl Kwawu. The Business Report at 1 is brought to you by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Out of 15 top currencies on the African continent tracked by Joy Business, the Ghana Cedi is presently placed 7th in terms of League of Best Performing Currencies despite the recent pressures on the local currency. It is performing better than the South African Rand, the Nigerian Naira, and the CFA, and could replicate the record performance last year where it lost only 3.5% in value to the American greenback. So far, it has depreciated by about 1.30% to the US dollar, selling at about 6 cedis 5 pesos to the dollar on the interbank forex market. Analysts have therefore calmed market sentiments about the recent persistent depreciation. Currency analyst at Databank Research, Courage Boti, tells Joy Business the outlook of the cedi is stronger despite the risk.
If you look at the future and then the inflows that are supposed to be coming in and the boost it will give to our reserve, it looks like the cedi will end the year on a much stable note than we've seen in times past. And so based on this, I think the outlook is rather more optimistic, giving the flows that we expect in over the period. But of course, there are risks. There is increasing risk of quantitative easing in the US and in other places, which means that sell-offs are on the market currently and may continue if those expectations linger.
The view of currency analyst Courage Boti of Databank Research. Banks and financial institutions lost 25 million cedis to spike in fraud cases last year. This was captured in the latest Bank of Ghana data on fraud cases. George Afia has details.
The Bank of Ghana data showed that compared to 2019, the value of money lost by the banks and financial institutions actually reduced, representing a 24% decline. From this data, ATM and point-of-sale fraud-related cases had the highest loss in value of 8.2 million Ghana cedis, compared to 1.26 million Ghana cedis in 2019, representing over 500% jump. E-money fraud also recorded a significant increase as it went up by more than 100%. The Bank of Ghana attributes a surge in use of online transactions because of COVID-19. In terms of rankings, suppression of cash by banking staff came on top when it comes to reported fraud cases, followed by fraudulent withdrawals, e-money fraud, and ATM and point-of-sale device fraud-related cases. The Bank of Ghana is therefore proposing information sharing between commercial banks on measures to help protect the industry and its customers. The regulator is asking institutions to strengthen their corporate governance structures to help minimize the rise in fraud cases in the banking and financial sectors.
Georgia, with that report, the Ghana Tourism Authority has begun intensifying its domestic tourism agenda through the deployment of roofless coaches as part of moves to revive the tourism economy post-COVID-19. These coaches will serve as transportation for tourists in Accra to explore some historic sites in the regional capital. It comes as the tourism sector lost $3 billion as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Jones Aaron Nelson is Public Relations Manager at the Ghana Tourism Authority.
Do the monitoring of the 10 top visited sites locally. So I'll give you numbers. So for example, in 2016, we're looking at somewhere around 427,000 within the top 10. Currently, we are closer to 600,000. So that is a significant leap. And fortunately for us, about 70% of these site visitations are by Ghanaians, are not foreigners who have come in. So no matter what somebody tells you, I mean, if you look at the data, for example, last time I was watching, I think Joy Business, you were showing the data from the castles, Mina and Cape Coast. You see the numbers go up. It's not just foreigners. You have a significant amount of Ghanaians traveling.
That was Public Relations Manager at the Ghana Tourism Authority, Jones Aruna Nelson. Now, about 90 small and medium-scale enterprises will soon benefit from a training project under the Sustaining Competitive and Responsible Enterprises score of the International Labour Organization. The program is being implemented by the Management Development and Productivity Institute with support from Invest for Jobs and the ILO. It is aimed at boosting growth and productivity of SMEs in order to create jobs. Here's more in this report.
Those small and medium-scale enterprises in Ghana represent about 85% of businesses, largely within the private sector, and contribute about 70% of Ghana's gross domestic product. They are faced with numerous challenges like high interest rates, among others. In view of this, to promote enterprise competitiveness and sustainable jobs for SMEs, the Management Development and Productivity Institute, with support from Invest for Jobs, an initiative by the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, has launched the Sustaining Competitive and Responsible Enterprises Training Program. Addressing stakeholders, team leader of Invest for Jobs, John Duty, expressed his excitement about the strong partnership with MDPI and ILO in jointly achieving the set objectives.
We will create 10,000 decent jobs and ensure that 18,000 people have improved working conditions.
The national coordinator for the ILO in Ghana, Samuel Asiedu, explained that there is high expectations of the collaboration with the MDPI.
Had many successful development cooperation projects in Ghana and globally. So, we have high expectations of this collaboration with MDPI.
You're listening to the Joy Business Report. It's been more than a year since the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic. Hundreds of millions of people have lived through lockdowns. Many have made the abrupt shift to working from home. Millions have lost their jobs. The future looks uncertain. So today on Joy Business Social, weekly online engagement, we'll be taking a look at the world of work post COVID-19 and the skill set needed. Joining the conversation will be Michael Porter, a global HR expert based in the UK, and Senua Jabin, also an HR expert based here in Ghana. Time is 6 p.m. We'll be streaming live on our social media platforms. Moving on, the Alliance for Green Revolution in Africa has invested about $1.4 million in advocating for the consumption of sweet potato in Ghana. According to the organization, it is keeping alive the dream of former Secretary General of the United Nations Kofi Annan, whose ambition was to promote nutrition in Ghana and the continent as a whole. Today on Food Chain, Emma Davis engages regional head of Agra, Foster Boateng, and other players along the sweet potato value chain.
Orange flesh sweet potato is fortified with beta-carotene, which is a precursor of vitamin A that can help reduce Ghana's high malnutrition in heavily populated communities. However, the value chain is highly untapped with over 80% imports of potatoes to meet demand. It is for this reason the Alliance for Green Revolution in Africa has invested about $1.4 million in educating the populace and hopes to expand it to the rest of the continent.
Or if you talk about food security, you also have to talk about the quality of the food, the nutritional aspect of the food. You have to also talk about in terms of safety, in terms of cost, how cheap the food is, availability, all these things you need to factor into the equation. So we realize that some of these smallholder farmers, most of them are women. We need to also build their resilience to stresses and shocks. And then we came to realize that most of our young people, if you look at the nutritional levels, the stunted growth, you look at all those changes. So Kofi Annan came out with his wife and promoted nutrition, and they used orange flakes sweet potato.
How much has been invested in this so far?
In fact, we started this investment as far back as 2015, when we gave a grant of about $500,000, $500,000. First of all, to promote, and also we gave another grant of about $300,000 to research to come out with varieties. Then this particular one, we are trying to really upscale technology, so we are providing about $800,000. So altogether, I think we have provided close to about $1.4 million.
Fresh Logistics, an agro-marketing firm, has partnered with Agra to embark on demand creation and impact scaling projects. Executive Director Daryl Kwawu explains that the partnership is to commercialize sweet potato in Ghana.
If we want to go on the commercial scale, then we need to move it away from being a boutique kind of a project to a situation where sweet potato becomes available and the consumption also becomes like mass consumption. So the Agra decided to support what we call demand creation for sweet potato. Interestingly, there are some companies in Ghana that have started the commercialization of sweet potato. A few months ago, we all heard about Casa de Ropa. They are using the orange flesh sweet potato to produce bread, pie, biscuits, rough buns, croissant, and at the same time, the one I saw quite recently that was amazed was using orange flesh sweet potato for pizza.
Ghana is ranked 40th in the world in terms of exports of sweet potatoes. The country could earn more if sweet potato is processed into other products. And Esther Mwansa is a farmer who decided in 2017 to venture into value addition of sweet potatoes.
We produce bread. We also produce gari with OFSP. We produce kenke, not on a large scale, same as OFSP fufu, where we teach you how to add it to your meals. For baby food, we teach you how to do poto and other things. We think it's a gold mine that is very green. Nobody has been there. But once we all get on board, Ghana will benefit more because one will reduce the import of flour. Two, the nutrition will be available to all of us. And farmer, who is the beneficiary, will also enjoy fruit of his labor because this time he will be producing for the local markets.
All right, and that's the Food Chain episode for this afternoon. Remember that Food Chain comes your way every Thursday on the Joy Business Report. You tune in on the Joy News channel on Saturday at 6 p.m. to watch the full episode. And remember that this program is brought to you by EcoBank. Payment of custom duties, corporate income tax, withholding tax, value-added tax, pay as you earn, etc., and charges for other government services have been made simpler, faster, more secure, and convenient on EcoBank digital channels. Whether you're a corporate body, SME, or individual, payment of taxes and levies has been made accessible to you on EcoBank Mobile, EcoBank Online, EcoBank Omni Plus, EcoBank Omni Lite. Pay your domestic tax and custom duties whenever, wherever on any of the EcoBank digital channels with ease. You can also make payment at any EcoBank branch or EcoBank Express point near you. For more information, call EcoBank Contact Center toll free on 0800 003 225 or email them on ecobankomnisupport@ecobank.com. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, member EcoBank cares. Observe social distancing, wash your hands frequently, and avoid touching your face. Up next, Ignition.